Welcome back to the channel. If you missed part 1 of Heron Point, you can click the link at the top right of this video or in the description below. I had a pretty solid start to the round, but ended the front 9 with a double bogey. The driver really hasn't been working for me in this round, and that would continue on to the 10th. This would leak a little to the right, but I did get a friendly assist from the cart path.
Look at that thing go.
There you go.
That might be 300 just on the roll right there.
I would get around 30 yards of roll, so technically this is the longest drive of the day at around 280 yards, so I only have about 60 yards to the pin. Got the 54-degree wedge in hand. I did not strike this as well as I had liked. It would come up just a tad short, but I am on the green, putting for birdie. This would be a difficult birdie putt, kind of snakes left and then back to the right. I would leave that just a tad short, but that would be a tap in for par. 11th hole, this bends sharply to the left. I did not hit this particularly well, but it would find the fairway. A little backstory on me: I've been playing golf for roughly around 10 years. And like many people beginning, I was chasing more speed than accuracy. So I would hit my driver 280 yards, my 7-iron like 180. But none of these yardages matter when you hit the ball anywhere but straight. And a few years ago, I've had to have surgery for a torn meniscus. And I still play with a little bit of pain, but I retaught myself how to dial back on the swing. And I feel like I've been more accurate than ever. So I'm not saying get injured, but what I am saying is that we don't need to swing as hard as we think in order to generate great results. I think tempo is the biggest flaw for every mid or high handicapper. And I think you'd be surprised at the results of when you swing smoothly, you hit the ball just as far as if you were swinging hard. So that 11th hole ended up with a bogey. 12th hole, this was another just terrible swing. As I was talking about tempo, that was not particularly great tempo. Tried to get out of the trees here, found it a little bit of an opening, did hit a portion of the tree, would kick it back to the right. I would end up in the rough. This is my third shot, and this was headed straight for the pin. Probably my best shot of the round. I would get this to about 4 feet, 5 feet for par, saving par. But I am the king of overrating greens. That putt was exactly where I was aiming at, so I would tap in for another bogey. We would head to the 13th. This is a par 3. Looking at the scorecard, that's 141 yards, so I got 8-iron in hand. Aiming right of the pin because the left is water, and I hit it exactly where I was aiming, but as you can see, the back of the green is quite narrow, so I am putting off of the fringe. This would be a pretty decent putt. Leave myself with pretty much a tap in that would go in for par.
Sometimes I change it up.
Talking about camera angles, I would actually take his advice. I would try to find a little bit more different camera angles in my next videos. It is always kind of helpful getting feedback from other golfers. That drive I thought was decent, but I did not realize there was water past those trees on the right, and that would end up OB, so I would have to take a drop. This is my third shot. 9-iron from only about 126 yards, and kind of hit a little hook draw. Not terrible. Would leave me with another putt off the fringe, but this really grabbed my ball, slowed it down. So now I got myself a pretty difficult putt for par, and again, overeating the greens, thinking that it was going to bend a little bit more to the right. It did not. So I would end up with a double bogey there. Another overswing on this drive. Obviously, from the last 4 holes, I am hitting everything right with my driver. So now we got a punch out. That is a 4-iron, and it almost hit that branch, just cleared it. Put myself back into a good position. I got about 100 yards, got a wedge in hand, ball below my feet. So if you saw part 1, I sculled a shot similar to this that went out of bounds. This time I hit that one pretty clean, just over the pin. I would have this rather long putt for par. And I am having trouble trying to get it close to the pin. Would leave this short like many holes before it. End up with another bogey. So we go on to the 16th, par 3, 196 yards. So that is hybrid in hand, and that is very thin and very left of my desired target. But when you have a long par 3, it's just good getting it close to the green so you can chip. I hit that pretty clean, but it would roll out. So I have this putt for par again, another long putt, and wouldn't you know it, I come up short. Like I said, it's a recurring theme. Would knock that in for bogey. We're having a bit of a bogey fest on the back 9. 17th hole, par 5, but it is short. It's only 476 yards.
I hit it straight this time.
Yeah, dead straight, exactly where I was aiming. Like I've done many times before. That would find the center of the fairway. So right there, I got a 6-iron. Slinging a draw right back into the middle of the fairway. So now I've hit back-to-back good shots. Can we make it a third? Can we go for the trifecta? I got an 8-iron here. And I feel like that is about as good as I could possibly do there. Getting it on the green. Putting for birdie. Uphill putt. It's tough watching these putts sometimes. I got to be honest with you folks. Just not anywhere close. But I tap in for par. We go to the 18th and probably the signature hole in the course. This was such a beautiful hole. Water to the left. So I'm just aiming straight down the middle of the fairway, and I would find the fairway again. So back-to-back holes, finding the fairway. Second shot. Aiming right of my target because obviously you see the water there, and let's take a little bird's eye view of where this ball would land. I think you guys would be a little impressed about this shot here. This would find not just the green, it would be 3 to 4 feet from the hole. I mean, I can't miss this putt, right? Can I go out on a birdie? Can we make it happen? Oh, it goes in. Never a doubt. Never a doubt in my mind. I don't know if you guys had doubts about me. But that would go in for a birdie, and that would actually be a 41 on the back 9. My total score for the round would be an 83. I had a lot of fun at Heron Point. And next up is the last video of my trip in South Carolina. It is Atlantic Dunes, part of the trifecta at the Sea Pines Resort. And if you've come to my channel to watch some bad golf, make sure you watch it because it is one of the worst rounds I've had in a long time. Appreciate the love. I'll see you in the next one.